What's good, Wizards fans? The NBA season is here, but it's almost here for the Washington Wizards. It's your guy, the real Ed Oliver and Brandon Scott. Today, we're going to preview the Washington Wizards versus Pacers game and also do a couple over-unders to preview the season. Let's get to it.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
So I thank you guys for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get podcasts. It's your host, the real Ed Oliver, my guy Brandon Scott. We're going to preview the Washington Wizards versus Pacers. The season is finally here, but the Wizards season is tomorrow night, and we both can't wait, man. We've been waiting forever and ever. Like I said last episode, a lot of trades, a lot of new faces in DC, and we're excited to see how these guys play and gel together for sure. And we're excited to see Bilal and Denny with the new contract, how he plays, Jordan Poole, the pool party, Kyle Kuzma. See how these guys play together. So I'm just excited, man. So we'll get to the season preview for the Pacers and keys to victory. Then we'll get to some over-unders for today. But Brandon, what are your thoughts on the Pacers roster? They brought in Bruce Bowen. That was a big signing for them. They traded for Obi Toppin. Of course, they brought back Miles Turner. Benedict Mathurin is starting as shooting guard. Tyrese Halliburton, who is an all-star caliber point guard. Off the bench, they got Buddy Hield. They drafted Jarris Walker. They got Jalen Smith coming off the bench as well. So they got some good depth there. They're a solid team. They look like they could possibly be a play-in team. But what are your thoughts and thoughts about the Pacers coming into this one tomorrow night?
Looking at their roster, man, they remind me of the quiet guy in the corner at the party, man. You know, if you ain't careful, he's gonna stuff you. I'm just saying. I mean, if you look at the roster, man, obviously Tyrese Halliburton, all-star point guard, but Benedict Mathurin, man, he can defend, he can shoot. Bruce Brown, same. Obi Thomas, very athletic. Miles Turner can defend the paint, can shoot from three. I mean, their bench, Buddy Hield can shoot lights out. Jarris Walker is intriguing. Jalen Smith, he can play it. Shout out to the Terrapins. Angie Nimhard. I mean, list goes on. It's definitely going to be a battle of the benches. It's going to have, our bench is going to have to perform just as well as the starting unit because they're very deep. They really are. They have an athletic team. We were talking about how, I believe they're number 2 last year in pace, number 6 in assists. So this is a team who likes to run. They like to run quick, catch defenses off balance. They pass the ball around a lot. They play team-oriented basketball. So, we're going to have to be on our P's and Q's when it comes to defense, man. So, again, looking at their roster, they got a young squad who can play some ball. Halliburton's he's going to be intriguing to see how Tyus does against Tyrese Halliburton, man. I think everybody's got a matchup ahead of them. Depending on who they play at the 3, Bruce Brown, like I said, is a defensive guy who can shoot. So, again, man, they are a young, hungry team. So, we're going to have to come out and we're going to have to start the season with a blast. We're going to have to punch the Pacers in the mouth and really try to get this dub because it's teams like this that we're going to be going against on our ascent up to the Eastern Conference, man. They're a rebuilding team too. You see, you mentioned they added, Obi Toppin, Bruce Brown. They're adding those pieces to try to surround Tyrese Halliburton. So they're definitely trying to make moves in the Eastern Conference, if not this year, a couple of years from now, just like us. So young teams. So teams like this, I want to see us play hard because, again, they're kind of on our timetable a little bit, kind of like the Detroit Pistons, young team, rebuilding, adding pieces. So I definitely think we need to make a statement with this game, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely are that team where I think they can make a leap where they can make the playoffs. They made kind of win now moves, like making the playoff type of moves of bringing in a guy in Bruce Brown, who just won the championship with the Nuggets, who are playing right now against the Lakers. So they definitely wanted to upgrade their team. They got more athletic with Obi Toppin.
Yeah.
Like you said, they really are trying to surround Tyrese Halliburton. They definitely value. They gave him a contract. They gave him a new contract, so they paid him very well, very handsomely, and they definitely feel like he's that franchise guy, and he's the captain of the team. So they definitely try their best to build around him. They get a bunch of assists. Of course, that's attributed to Tyrese Halliburton. They can certainly shoot the 3 with Buddy Hield. They were 10th in three-point percentage, 36%. Last year, they hurt us on the three-point line. Buddy Hield had a crazy game one time where he hit a bunch of threes. Just the whole team was knocking down threes. Miles Turner can stretch the floor, so they can really space the floor. They're athletic. They can run the floor. Jarris Walker brings a lot of physicality. He can defend as well. Buddy Hield can shoot the lights out. Bruce Brown can shoot it a little bit too. So they definitely have a good team that can really push the pace. They were 6th in pace. Defensively, they weren't great. So this could be a very high-scoring game. Looking at defensive rating, they were, where are they at? I know they were towards the bottom. They were 26th in defensive rating. So they certainly gave up a lot of points. We weren't great in defensive rating last year. We were 21st. And we haven't really been good defensively under West. We played a lot of zone against the Pacers last year. They hurt us because they can shoot the three, and we double teamed a lot, which was bad. So hopefully West doesn't go out there and do that. I want to see Bilal. Maybe there's some points where you may put him on Halliburton just to disrupt him a little bit. We're not gonna shut down Halliburton, but just try to make it tough on him. Just get some guys with some long arms and long wingspans against them, a taller defender as well, and seeing Bilal on Buddy Hield as well. But rebound is going to be a huge thing. This is going to be a fun matchup. We played them in the first game of the season last year. We beat them in Indiana. Once again, we play them in Indiana again. So this will be a good evaluation game for us. And I'm excited. This is a good matchup for us. This is a good test against a team that's up and coming that certainly can make the play-in or be the 8th or 7th seed in the East. So this definitely is a good matchup.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at that keys to victory, man. I mean, we mentioned it. They like to push the pace, and they got more athletic. So defensively, we mentioned paint defense has been abysmal, but defense overall, I mean, communication on defensive end has got to be key, especially on transition, because they kill people on transition. So we've definitely got to step our game up as far as transition defense, team communication on defensive end. Rotations got to get crisper. I mean, because they know they play team-oriented basketball, so they're going to be passing the ball around, finding an open shooter. So we've got to get on those rotations. So to me, that's what one big key right there is defensively, we've got to be team-oriented in defense. Defending the paint, definitely defending the perimeter. And in transition, we got to communicate and rotate better. You mentioned the rebounding, man. Rebounding's got to get better. I mean, Miles Turner, yeah, he can stretch the floor, but he's a guy who he can protect the paint. He can rebound. We definitely, Obi Toppin, I don't know his rebounding numbers, but I know he's a guy who can get in there and get rebounds. We've got to get a rebound, man. Because if you look at the preseason, second chance points killed us. We've got to get defensive rebounds, man. So that would be my two biggest keys, man. And obviously, like you mentioned it, as far as perimeter D and looking at the roster again, Bruce Brown makes your perimeter defense better. Mathurin makes it good. Toppin, not really known as a defensive guy, but definitely we have to take high percentage 3-point shots and really, really stretch the floor and broaden that offense, man. So that would be my keys to victory in beating the Pacers. But rebound and defense are the biggest ones, man, because this team can run and they play team-oriented basketball, man. And that's just a recipe for disaster if you don't rotate and you don't communicate on the defensive end.
Yeah, certainly got to rebound. Gaffer, he's got to step up big against Miles Turner. He's got to stretch the floor and shoot, and he can score in the paint as well, get to the basket. Matherin's a guy that can get to the basket as well, put pressure on the defense. But we got to move the ball well. The Raptors game, we had a lot of turnovers, and a lot of it, was ISO ball. Jordan Poole, he was hot against the Knicks, so it worked against the Knicks. But isolation ball like that, dribble, step back, or pulling up for three, which is I want to see him do that too, because that's just Jordan Poole's game. And I think the Pacers this is going to be a game where he definitely can put up 30 easily, because it's going to be a track meet out there for sure. Kuzma, if he plays, I'm not sure if he's going to play. They haven't really said or anything like that. We're going to talk about injuries as well, because Johnny Davis, unfortunately, he's going to be out tomorrow. Landry Shamet, unfortunately, is going to be out. So a couple of guys are going to be out. Really hate to see that Johnny Davis is going to be missing time, but it's a long season, so hopefully he comes back 100% healthy. But rebounding, not doubling, and I would not play zone. So this is on coaching with Wes Unseld Jr. Not doubling, and I feel like they possibly could get out to an early lead. So once again, like last year, we got out to early leads. You can't blow these early leads. You have to take advantage of it. And so rebound is going to be a big key. Ball movement. We had a lot of turnovers against the Raptors. Move the ball, get back on defense, communication on defense, fast break defense, and rebound is going to be huge for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit all points, man. I think that if we can at least match them with rebounds, prevent second chance points, show energy on the defensive end, really getting those passing lanes. Like I said, I think that we should punch them in the mouth early, use that momentum and take the game, man, especially on the road. It's going to be a test. This is a team where, this is a team. If you look at the timeline of our rebuild, this is going to be a team that is going to extend up there. We have to beat the Pacers. So this is definitely. I hate to say that, but it's a measure stick game. See really, how, and obviously as the season goes on, the chemistry is going to get better. So, but I want to see how this team does against a team like the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? Because look, they're young and they're hungry, man. So, and Halliburton, he's going to be a test for Tyus. He really is.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, no, the measuring stick. That I like you said that. I really dislike when Ron Rivera says it because every time he says it, we get blown out.
Yeah,
the Commanders get blown out. But we're gonna get to. So we already talked about keys of victory. So we're gonna get to some over unders and season predictions before we get into the season. Before we do that, today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is super easy. You pick 2 to 5 players, or now it's 2 to 6 players on stat projections, and you pick your winnings. PrizePicks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America. It's the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks. You pick more than or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. So tomorrow night, I already talked about it a little bit last night. I would go over any big man. I would just go with their over on rebounds. But it's weird because Miles Turner, he doesn't really like the rebound. They have him at 7.5 rebounds, so I'm going to go over on his boards. Tyrese Halliburton, they have his assists at about 10.5 assists. I could certainly see him go over that. Yeah. But I'm going to go with rebounds for Miles Turner because we just don't rebound the ball well at all. I think he could possibly get a double-double. So I'm going to go over 7.5 rebounds for Miles Turner. And then on the Wizards side, they have Jordan Poole at about 23.5 points. And I certainly see that he can smash that. They don't have Kyle Kuzma on the board right now, which is interesting. So that's why I just don't know what's going to happen with Kuzma tomorrow. Is he going to play or not? I just have no idea. But if Kuzma doesn't play, then you got to certainly take the over on Jordan Poole, 23.5 points. Because if Kuzma doesn't play, he could certainly put up 30 to 40 points tomorrow night. PrizePicks, they offer weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select players' projections up to 25% to provide even more value. PrizePicks now offers Apple Pay to quick and easy deposits into your account this football season or basketball season. With the PrizePicks reboot policy, your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For NFL games and college football, top 25 matchups, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. PrizePicks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with injury insurance. Go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnNBA. Use code LockedOnNBA for a first-time deposit match up to $100. You get a first deposit match up to $100 using code LockedOnNBA. Make sure you guys don't miss out on that. All right, thanks for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. Every day is tomorrow on the show. We will be recapping live the Washington Wizards versus Pacers game. We will be certainly lit and have a lot of fun with that. I know you guys enjoy the live streams for sure. You will be a lot of people in the live, so can't wait to see you guys in there for that. All right, so let's get to some over-under projections here. I guess we'll just start with the win total for the Wizards. This one's on FanDuel. They have the Wizards win total at 24.5 wins. What are you taking on that?
Man, that's tough, man. Because we've said it all season long, man. We looked at it before the deadline, after the deadline. I think definitely a lot of the wins are going to come before the deadline. So you said 24.5. I'm going to go over, man. I have us closer to 30. So I'm definitely going over with that.
Okay. After watching the preseason, I don't want to come to conclusions after just preseason games. But just watching that Raptors game, man, even when they beat the Knicks, they didn't rebound the ball well.
Yeah.
And I think that's just going to be really tough for them. And honestly, injuries are a part of the game. We've seen Gaff, knock on wood, missing games, missed time. And even with him in there, we don't really have much of any physicality or much of a post presence. Guys just easily come, like Siakam got to the basket whenever he felt like it.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson got a bunch of boards. Julius Randle had an off game, but he still was able to get to the basket. And I just think against better opponents than the Raptors, we're just going to struggle, man. And unfortunately, I'm going to take the under. And then Jordan Poole, I really love Jordan Poole. I love the pool party, but you're going to get a 41-point game, and then you're going to see games where he goes 1 for 15. That's just the nature of his game. You're going to get some games where he looks like he could be a possible most improved player or breakout best, most improved player in the league. And then you're going to get some games where, he's 1 of 10 from the 3-point line, or he has 8, 6, 7 turnovers. So then you're going to get some of those. And they're just a young developing team. It's a rebuilding team. And it's a weird cluster of guys. You got guys like Tyus Jones. What's going to happen at the trade deadline with him? DeLon Wright, Muscala, he's a guy that doesn't, he's not going to stop anybody at the rim, doesn't rebound well either. He shoots the ball well, but doesn't rebound. Gallo can barely move his feet. He's 35, he's coming off an ACL injury. So I'm taking the under.
Okay. I can see why you would, man. I'm trying to be the optimist, but I mean, I can see why you would, man. Because like I said, we're a rebuilding team. You got a cluster of guys who are, trying to showcase for other teams at the trade deadline, and you have, the other half, you have guys who are trying to, earn that place, where they're at in his organization. Obviously Denny, he's got his bag, so we know he's gonna be around for a minute. But Corey Kispert, we talked about last time. Do they have a future for him here? Johnny Davis, him being injured is really bad timing for him because, again, this front office didn't draft him, so he's got to showcase what he can do. So, but I can see why you chose under, man. But I'm gonna play the optimist. I have him closer to 30, but we'll see.
Right? Yeah, I could see them getting it. I certainly could. I really could, but the front office, they didn't address the big man spot at all, and I think it's really gonna hurt them because they just don't have anybody that can stop anybody getting to the basket at all. They're not going to rebound the ball well at all. In the Hornets game that we played too, they didn't rebound the ball well. Nick Richards had almost a double-double. PJ Washington almost had a double-double. Mark Williams almost had a double-double. So it's going to be a tough time for them for sure. Let's go with Denny Avdia. You brought up 35% from the three-point line. Are you taking the over or under? He shot 29% last year, so this one might be an easy one.
Oh, man. Again, I'm trying to play the optimist, man. He got a bag. Like, he loves being here. I'm hoping that he puts that work in. I'm gonna go over.
Okay.
And I know, man, because I took over last year.
I like it.
I took over the year before, but I get that. But I think that he's motivated, man. He got his bag. He doesn't have to really have that in the back of his mind whether he's going to get a contract or not. He's got his bag, so he can work on his game. I'm going over. I'm like I said, I'm an optimist. I think he takes that step this season.
I like a glass half full. I like it a lot. Denny shot 29% from 3 last year, 31% his rookie season. So I'm definitely going to go under. I think he can improve to 33, which would be a huge improvement. It still wouldn't be good, but it would be a huge improvement.
Yeah.
There were some clips of him shooting the 3 in practice, and he looked pretty good. His form has always looked fine. His form has never really been wrong. His form it hasn't been bad. I think his form has been fine. He's just, his touch and just, he just hasn't been a good three-point shooter. Free throws, he's been okay. 73% is not great either, but he's been fine with that too. So it kind of just aligns. But I think he's gonna improve. I think he'll be under 35, but I think he'll go from 29 to 33, which is a pretty good improvement for him. Next is Tyus Jones, 7 assists. This is on PrizePicks as well. The NBA season, you guys got to get these picks in before the season starts on PrizePicks. They have his assists at 7.1 assists per game. Are you taking the over or under on Tyus Jones assists?
Take it over. I mean, Look, he's got the opportunity to he's got Kuzma out. He's got Jordan Poole. Hopefully, Bilal and Denny and Kispert can emerge as though, 3 or 4 options. I think he's got shooters, man. I think, I definitely think he can create. And yeah, absolutely. I'm taking over. Absolutely.
All right, I like it. Yeah, I don't want to be, I hate to be the black cat or just, a pessimist, but I'm going to go under. He has never averaged, he's never averaged over 7 assists per game. He averaged 5 last year, but he's come off the bench too, to be fair. So
yeah,
behind Ja Morant, and with the Timberwolves, he came off the bench as well. He's going to start. He's going to start as long as he's here. We'll see if he's here past the trade deadline, but he definitely is going to start. I think he's going to be close to 7, but I'll say right under. I'm going to say 6.5 assists.
Okay.
Next on the list is, let's see here, Dale Gafford, rebounds per game. He averaged 5.6 boards a game. I guess we'll go over under 6 boards a game for Daniel Gafford.
The optimism just left. I'm going under, man. He has not looked good this preseason. He's looked overmatched, man. I'm going under.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I didn't look at his preseason numbers as far as rebounding the ball. He did average 5.6 boards a game last year. That was off of 20 minutes per game. He should get more minutes.
Yeah.
I said what, 6? 6.
It's close, man.
It is. He really should, honestly. He really should average 8 to 9 to 10 boards. That's I really believe he can do that. When he first got traded here, when he was with Russell Westbrook, he was averaging a good amount of boards a game, but he just hasn't, for whatever reason, he just hasn't rebounded like he should consistently.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be optimistic here. I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna say he gets at least 7 boards a game because he should be playing 30 minutes a game. If he can stay out of the big thing is foul trouble. If he can stay out of foul trouble, I think he can do it.
Yeah, it's just I don't see him playing 30. I see him playing 25 because he's his conditioning every year is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you saw it early in the preseason, man. On TV, you seen him motion to West to get him up out of there. So I just don't. Do I trust Gaff? And like I said, I'm a big Gaff fan, man. But do I trust him to play 25 plus? I don't know, man. And he's looked so overmatched against bigger centers and even most more athletic centers. I mean, I've seen him struggle against Nicholas Claxton, which he's not built. He's not huge by any means. So he struggles against higher echelon centers, man. And I just, like I said, I've been saying it this whole offseason. The center position scares me. It terrifies me.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think it's probably the 30th worst center rotation in the league for sure. All right, so Jordan Poole, we had 25 points a game over under, but I think on PrizePicks they have it at 24.7 points a game. So I guess we'll go with that. Do you have him getting over basically 24 points a game?
Absolutely. It's time for a pool party. Absolutely. He's got that green light, man. He's got the greenest of green lights, man. I would be very disappointed if he didn't average more than 25. I mean, he's got a green light. He's got a point guard who is a pass first floor general. You got a guy in Kyle Kuzma who, they can kind of take the pressure off each other. They're both guys who like to create, shots for themselves. And I think that the supporting cast is going to help him out a lot. I really do. I think that Bilal is going to be all right this year. Now, obviously, he's got a lot of development to go, but I think he's going to have a decent rookie year. I think Denny takes that step, and I think Kispert, man, is going to light it up from perimeter. So I think that offensively, you have all the pieces in place for this to be a fun team to watch. Just rebounding and playing defense. But, yeah, as far as 25, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's going to average 25 for sure pretty easily. He did it last year with the Warriors whenever Steph didn't play. And like you say, he has the greenest of green lights. Said it on media day as well. So he's going to get a lot of shots up. He's going to have some 40-point games like we saw against the Knicks. He's going to have some 35 points game. He wouldn't be surprised if he puts a 50 one night as well. Kyle Kuzma, over under 21 points a game.
Oh, over. Yeah, your top two scorers going to be Poole and Kuzma, man. I definitely see 25 for Poole and 21 plus for Kuzma, man. I mean, because if you look last year, we had 3 20-point scorers. So, Kuzma showed that he could definitely average over 20, man. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm going over.
I'm going over as well with Kyle Kuzma. Jordan Poole, 3 3-pointers made per game.
Oh, over. He's gonna be chugging up those 3-pointers, man.
Right.
You better believe it.
All right, and then on PrizePicks, they have Jordan Poole 15 30-point plus games and Kyle Kuzma 9 30-plus point games.
That's close, man. I can rock with it. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, over on both.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably take the over on both too. I got to look at last year and see how many 30-point games they had, but I'd probably go over on it as well. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find another one. Corey Kispert. We'll talk about Corey. Oh, Johnny Davis. How many? What did I send you? Was it starts this year or?
I think it was minutes.
Minutes per game. Right. Yeah. Over under 10 minutes a game for Johnny Davis.
I gotta say over. He's got to get more than 10 minutes, man. He's a young piece that he's got to show what he can do. He's got to get over 10 minutes because if not, man, like I said, we both been saying this. This front office has no loyalty. They didn't draft him. So it behooves him to get over 10. So I'm definitely going over 10.
Right. I'm gonna go over 10 as well. He averaged 15 minutes per game. Only thing is, Landry Shamet, Corey Kispert, got the rotation in the shooting guard spot. But I think, they got to see what they got in him. Even though they did not draft him, I do think that they want to see what they have in a young guy.
Yeah.
He was just drafted last year. So even just to, possibly get his value up a little bit. But you want to evaluate and see what you got in the first round pick, especially a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Bilal, let's do some over and unders for him. How many starts this season? We'll do 10 again for Bilal. How many starts in the season do you see for him?
Oh, is it over under 10?
Yeah.
10 starts. Over. That, especially after the deadline, man. Hold on, let me backtrack, because if you look at roster construction, man, maybe if they play him at the 2 guard, because I can see a lineup after the deadline. If they move on from Tyus, going Poole point guard, Bilal at the 2, Denny at the 3, Kuzma at the 4, and then Gav, you could see that lineup. But it all depends on who's moved at the deadline. But if Tyus is moved, Tyus or DeLon, I could definitely see him maybe playing a tall lineup and put him in that 2. So yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna go over. It's gonna be close because, like I said, it all depends on the deadline, who they move. But I think 10. I'm definitely over on 10.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go over as well. Johnny Davis had 5 starts last year, so I think Bilal can definitely double that and go over. Corey Kispert, let's talk about his 3-point percentage, and then we'll go to our prediction for tomorrow night's game as far as who will win. Corey Kispert, 3-point percentage. He was a 42% 3-point percenter, 3-point percent shooter last year. We'll go with 39% over under.
Oh, 3-point 39.
Yeah.
Over. Kispert,
Okay.
He's a shooter, man. Yeah, absolutely. He's gonna have the opportunities.
Okay, and then 3 players traded at before the trade deadline. Over under.
Before?
Yeah.
I'm going under. I think the deadline is gonna be today. Because I don't think anybody.
Or just traded at the deadline in general.
Oh, over.
How many players traded?
Yeah, definitely over. Yeah, I'm definitely taking over on that.
All right, we'll wrap it up on the over unders. All right, so what's your prediction for tomorrow night? Who you got winning?
I got it. 108-101. The Wizards take the season opener.
Okay.
And
I like it.
I'm gonna say 35 points, Jordan Poole.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go 120, 115, a loss. A very close game. A game that could possibly go to overtime. But they give up a couple of threes. I think the Wizards actually get a lead. Not a big lead, but maybe like a 5-point lead in the second half. But they squandered away. They give up a couple big threes. West goes zone. He double teams. They give him some threes to Buddy Hield and Benedict Mathurin. And they lose. They lose that way.
Okay, I can rock with it.
Yeah,
I guess I'm the optimist tonight, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm the black cat tonight, man. I really am. I'm the Russian judge. I really hate being that way. I really do. But hopefully we come on live tomorrow night with a dub, with a win, and I'm wrong. But we just want to thank you guys for listening. Making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you guys get a podcast. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell and subscribe. We will be here around probably 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Should be a lot of fun. I haven't been live after a game with you guys in a while, so it should be a lot of fun. Hell to the Wizards. Peace.